How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of SicErik TV, and today we are going to be taking a look at the new REVVL V Plus, and this is the REVVL V Plus, whatever you want to call it. 5G. This is the follow-up from last year's REVVL 4 and 4 Plus, but oddly enough, it's not the follow-up to the REVVL 5G. That is a sort of different category of phone, a little bit higher spec, so I don't understand why T-Mobile went down as far as releasing the next REVVL phone, but we're still going to take a look at it. This phone costs under $200 for a 5G device. Is it worth it? We're going to take a look at the device, go over some specs and things like that. But before we do, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell icon. That way you get notified on future videos, especially on this guy right here. And at the end of the video, if you end up liking this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, thumbs down. That is quite alright, just as long as you guys do something. So let's take a look at what comes in the box and go over some specs and things like that. So let's jump down into it, shall we? Alright, so let's take a look at what comes in the box, shall we? This is the REVVL V Plus. It only comes in one color, and that is the black color, which is pretty much a magenta color, T-Mobile's legendary magenta color. Now this is 5G, so here are some specs right there if you want to pause the video, different bands and what comes in the box. So let's go ahead and crack it open and take a look at the device. Now this is pretty much similar to the new TCL 20 lineup that came out. Same manufacturer, almost the same design to those devices. So let's see, first of all, you're greeted with the device, and let's put that to the side. And then over here you get all your manuals and stuff, and then you also get your SIM ejection tool right there. You do get a nice braided USB-A to USB Type-C charging cable, so that's pretty cool. It's a very nice cable, black, very cool. And then you also get your charger right here, and I believe this is I want to say it's 18 watts, nothing too fancy in the charging area. So yeah, you still get a charger over here on the REVVL V Plus. Very nice. Now I wasn't going to check out this device just because the specs were a little lower, but I've been doing the REVVL devices for the past couple of years, and I just wanted to see what this phone is all about. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. So it's got a nice build quality. The back, I believe, is plastic. It feels like plastic. Yeah, the back is plastic. The frame is plastic, but it has this nice boxy feel to it. And the color actually looks very nice. And then you got your side-mounted fingerprint sensor over here. The display is going to be a 6.8-inch IPS LCD display. It's only got a resolution of 720 by 1640 and 257 pixels per inch. So it is an LCD display. I'm not expecting any sort of always-on display over here, but still, hopefully it's a nice panel. This device is run by the MediaTek Dimensity 700 5G, and it is running Android 11 out of the box. 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of internal storage. I do believe you get a micro SD card on here as well. Now it is a little hard to get out the first shot. I want to break it. So yeah, you do get micro SD card support on here as well. Very nice. There is a little bit of rubber going around the SIM tray, so a little bit of waterproofing, but this phone is not IP waterproof or IP rated. And the SIM tray is a little bit hard to get out. Your volume buttons are a little flat, but you can still feel them. And then of course your power button lies in the fingerprint sensor over here. You do get quite a bit of chin and the water drop notch up top. At the bottom you get USB Type-C. You get a headphone jack, hello. And then your bottom firing speaker, which I believe it's only the bottom firing speaker, no stereo speakers. You also get your speaker grill up here. Cameras on this device is going to be a 16 megapixel main sensor, 5 megapixel ultra wide, and a 2 megapixel depth sensor or a macro, I'm not sure, I believe it's a depth sensor. Front facing camera, 16 megapixels, 1080p on the front and on the rear, so no 4K support on this device. 5,000 milliamp hour battery on this guy, so you should at least be able to get really good battery life on here. And as far as cameras go, there's only one way to find out how good these are, and that's to do a test. So stay tuned to my channel. We'll be doing some camera tests on this and maybe compare this to like the Motorola One Ace 5G or even the LG Velvet. So we're gonna set this up and then come back and take a look at the device. Don't go anywhere, guys. All right, so we are in the device and I set up the fingerprint sensor. Let's go ahead and see how fast that is. Boom, fingerprint sensor is set up, and this is how the device looks. Very stock Android look to it, so that is very nice and very, very welcome. So let's go ahead and go into some of the settings here, and let's go ahead and check out the storage. So 16%, which 10.18 gigs is used out of the 64, but remember you do get a micro SD card to expand that storage further, so at least they gave you that. That is very, very nice. And again, this is running Android 11 out of the box. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the settings here. So you go into advanced and display. Let's see if it has any cool things on here. Let's go ahead and set that to 5, and then lift to wake, tap to wake for that as well. And you can use a dark theme on here, but again, this is LCD, so pretty much won't make that much of a difference. So let's go ahead and see what else they got here. Security, let's see, you do have face unlock, so let's go ahead and set this up. And let's go ahead and start this. And face unlock is done, so let's see, go directly. And let's see exactly how this works, and boom, face unlock does work pretty well, so very, very nice on that front. Now I know TCL does have a lot of stuff as far as their display settings, so there weren't any advanced stuff on here for displays. Let's see, display size, lock screen, adaptive brightness. Let's go ahead and turn that off. Don't like that on there. So let's take a look at some of the apps that come pre-installed on here. So mostly Google stuff, so very, very nice. Messaging app, I believe it looks like it's a TCL messaging app, yeah. So not Google, but you do get your Google clock. Very, very nice. All your Google calendars, everything. Bloatware, there is no bloatware, so no games or anything on here, so that's cool. And does not look like you get a T-Mobile app on here, so again, welcomed, very, very welcomed. So as far as display settings, there aren't any display settings in here that TCL usually includes on their devices, which is pretty odd. So no way to change the color of your display. So with that being said, yeah, there are no advanced display settings on the REVVL 5 Plus, but still looks like a great device. Very stock Android feel to it, and get a little walk around of the device. You do get your cameras up here, triple AI camera system. Color on here is very nice. It is seems like a plastic back. It seems too flexy to be glass. So plastic back, plastic frame. Fingerprint sensor is in a nice spot. You just tap on it. You don't even have to press it, and it will unlock your phone. The buttons are clicky. Vibration motor on here is a bit weak and a bit mushy, but again, this device only costs $200, guys. And you do get your Google feed on the home screen, so very, very nice. Let's go into home settings, and not much on the home settings right here. Allow home rotation. So yeah, very, very nice and simple, clean device. If you're looking for a device for your kids or an elder one and you want 5G, this is the device to go right here. Bezels on here a bit big and a bit chunky, especially at the bottom. But as far as performance goes, it's actually pretty decent in performance. Let's go ahead and fire up this camera for the first time. The little Android guy here, and take a snap of that. And let's see how that came out. So Picture quality is okay, not the best in the world, but still pretty decent. Let's take a selfie, shall we? And let's take a look at that. Quality a bit soft, but still it is passable and doable. You do get an ultra wide sensor. So let's take a look, see how that pops up. And this is the ultra wide. So the ultra wide is a little bit more softer. And as you can see, it is blowing out the light a little bit right there. But we'll never know until we do an actual full camera comparison on the REVVL 5 Plus. So stay tuned with that. This has been my unboxing and first impressions of this new device from T-Mobile. $200 gets you 5G and pretty decent software. And as far as hardware goes, it is a nice build, very solid. I love the flat edges on here. The back and pretty much the entire phone is made out of plastic, but it looks nice, and this color is very nice on here. So stay tuned. We're going to be doing some camera comparisons on here and testing out the cameras, seeing exactly how good or bad they are. So with that being said, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thumbs up if you did, thumbs down if you didn't, and I will see you guys in the next one. You guys stay safe out there. Peace.